And lawmakers demanding answers about a military strike that allegedly killed survivors in the Caribbean will question Admiral Frank Bradley on Capitol Hill today. Bradley leads U.S. Special Operations Command and will face questions about whether troops carried out an illegal follow-up attack on a suspected drug boat. Sources say Bradley is respected by both parties and has extensive experience with classified operations. Scripps News Deputy Political Director Joe St. George joins us now live from Capitol Hill on all of this. Joe, I mean, this is taking place behind closed doors, so do we expect to learn much of what's happening or what they're discovering from these hearings?
Well, you bring up a very key detail, Holly. It's a classified briefing, so this isn't going to be a public hearing with public testimony of cameras and photographers. This is going to be behind the scenes, so very much what comes out of this will be based on what lawmakers feel like they can legally share with reporters. I think the tone of lawmakers is what you should watch today. If lawmakers come out of this classified briefing, Republican lawmakers, Democratic lawmakers, and say they feel as though a lot of their questions were answered, that it corroborates a bit what the Secretary of Defense, Pete Hegseth, has been saying, well, that would be massive cover for the Secretary of Defense. Again, he's facing a lot of heat over this story. If, however, lawmakers come out and say that they have more questions than answers, that a lot of their questions weren't answered properly, well, that will likely send this investigation, this oversight role of Congress, into another stratosphere. So again, it's how do lawmakers receive the briefing from Admiral Frank Bradley today and how satisfied they are. That will largely drive the news cycle. Senator Mike Rounds, the Republican senator from South Dakota, told reporters in recent days what he is expecting out of this briefing from the Admiral today. Take a listen.
The committee is expecting that we'll get briefed and that we'll find facts, and then we can decide if there's something else that we have to do. But let's get the facts first before we make any other statements.
Do you have confidence in Secretary Hegseth?
We'll make our decisions based on the facts of the case. We haven't got the facts yet in front of us in a classified setting.
What the Republican senator said there was noteworthy, right? Waiting for the facts. He was asked, does he still have confidence in the secretary? He didn't give an emphatic 100% answer there. So this shows you that Republican lawmakers going into this at least have some concerns with the reporting that they have seen thus far. Let's dissect this a little bit, because this is a confusing story, right? This started really with a Washington Post bombshell report that alleged that Secretary Pete Hegseth ordered follow-up strikes on September 2nd on an alleged drug smuggling boat in the Caribbean. It's not the initial strike that's really the source of controversy. It's the follow-up strikes on survivors. Was a kill order given, if you will. Remember, international law, manuals of the Pentagon, they state that if someone's incapacitated, if someone is shipwrecked, they deserve medical attention, help, not further strikes unless combat operations or a threat still exists. That's the question Admiral Bradley will face. What were the state of these individuals when these follow-up orders were given? Were they in the water? What threat did the Admiral still see from all of this? That's part of this story, and a big part for lawmakers will be the videotapes. Remember, there, as you can see there, the Pentagon has recorded a lot of this. They haven't released video of those second follow-up strikes. The President of the United States, President Trump, was asked about that yesterday. Listen to his response.
You released video of that first boat strike on September 2nd, but not the second video. Will you release video of that strike so that the American people can see for themselves what happened?
I don't know what they have, but whatever they have, we'd certainly release. No problem.
So the president committing to transparency there. So just a massive day. Remember, the Washington Post initially said it was Secretary Hegseth who gave the order. Secretary Hegseth said no, it was the Admiral who gives the order. Lawmakers have questions. Holly, we'll see if they get any of them answered a little bit later today.
All right.